Hey there. So today we're going to be discussing the Afghan crochet, or otherwise known as a Tunisian stitch. This is a lovely stitch. It's sort of a cross between a crochet and a knit. It gives a nice dense fabric. It makes it very easy to embroider on or cross stitch on. And when you get into the more advanced patterns, you can come up with some really interesting and lovely textures and looks. So this is what the piece looks like after it's blocked. So one of the problems, or one of the things that makes it difficult for people to get into an Afghan or a Tunisian stitch is because of the way it curls. So when you first do your piece, it'll curl like this. And that's just the nature of how the stitches work. They pull a little tight. So as you do your work, you're going to want to try and maintain a relaxed stitch to help avoid this. And there are different techniques and different ways to avoid having your work curl up on you. But one of the best ways to do this is to simply, after your piece is done or after your block is done, to just block it, right? So you can see here that what I've done is I've stretched my block out to the appropriate width and height that I need it to be, and unfold it and then pinned it into place, and then wet it a little bit and then let it dry. And so once you do that, it allows the fabric itself to relax just a hair, and then this is what you get. You get a much nicer, more relaxed piece of fabric. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to use an Afghan or Tunisian hook, or these can also be called crow hooks. And sometimes you'll see them with the hook on one side, and then other times you'll see them with a hook on both ends, right? But we're not getting into that today. We're just going to do just the straight Afghan stitch. And because I'm using a near standard weight of yarn, I am going to use this needle, which is going to be a 4mm, or it's going to be approximately your G size hook, right? But these you rarely see. I don't know that I've ever really seen an Afghan hook that gave you standard American sizes such as G or F or E, right? They're usually in the millimeter size. And so what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to start off like I normally would with the standard crochet. And for the purposes of this video, I'm going to do a chain of 10 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we've now crocheted a length of 10 chains. And then what I'm going to do is in that second chain from the hook, I'm going to insert my hook. I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through a loop. And then in the next chain, I'm going to yarn over and then pull through my loop again. And I'm going to continue this action down the length of my chains. Now you're going to want to keep your loops fairly relaxed, but the tension even, because it's really easy on this particular stitch to make your loops too tight. And that you want to avoid, because that'll give you problems. So we have 10 loops on our hook. And you don't want to turn, you don't want to, this particular fabric, this particular stitch is done only on the right side. So in this particular stitch, we're not going to turn, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to maintain our right side work. And you're going to do that by doing a yarn over, and then you're going to pull that yarn through the first loop. Then you're going to do a yarn over, and then you're going to pull that yarn through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull that yarn through 2 loops, the previous loop, and then of course the loop on in the chain, and yarn over and pull it through 2 loops. And you're going to continue that all the way through. And now with this, you really want to pay attention to your counts because it's so easy to miss a stitch, right? So now that we have something that looks like this, we're going to work our way back from right to left. So we're going to take our hook and we're going to insert it into this leg right here. And then I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull that loop through, just like that. And then again, I'm going to insert my hook through that front leg and I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through that loop again. And then yarn over and pull through once again. And I'm going to do that for the length of the piece. Now, once you get the hang of this, it moves quite quickly. You just have to make sure you don't accidentally drop or miss a stitch because that's very easy to do with this particular technique. And then now that we've gone down the row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I'm good. I did not miss a stitch or drop a stitch. I'm going to yarn over and then I'm just going to pull it through that first loop on the end. And then I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull it through the next 2 loops. Yarn over and pull it through the next 2 loops. Yarn over and pull it through the next 2 loops. And then again. And then that same pattern, yarn over and pull it through the next 2 loops. So you can see the beginning of the pattern. All right, we'll do it one more time. Just so you can see. Remember, keep your stitches relaxed. And then if you can hang on just a few more minutes, I will show you how to finish this piece off. And again, just the first loop when you're on the end, otherwise you're going to pull it through 2 loops at a time. Okay. And now when you get ready to finish off this swatch, you're going to go ahead and do basically a slip stitch across the top. And so you're going to insert your hook into that front leg again, yarn over, and then just pull through like you would any usual slip stitch. Again, hook through that leg, yarn over, and then just pull that yarn all the way through to create your slip stitch. And there you have it. Now, if you liked this video and you found value in it, I would ask that you hit the subscribe button and the like button. Also, if you're interested in receiving more of these tutorials, I would also encourage you to hit the bell button so that you can get any instant notification of any of my new releases. Thank you for joining us today. I really enjoyed our time together. Now go and be creative.